Welcome to the iRogya Wellness Podcast, your quick guide to a healthier life. In each episode, we'll explore practical tips and insights to help you on your journey to optimal health and well-being. Let's dive in.
Okay, ready for a deep dive into something fascinating? We're talking Tahitian Noni today.
Noni?
Yeah. You see it in health food stores, usually as a juice. But this little fruit, it's got a history way before it was trendy.
Oh, absolutely. Centuries in Polynesian medicine, actually.
Isn't that interesting? They even thought it, held the secret to longer life, elixir of life, all in a tropical fruit. I had to know more.
Makes sense.
So that's what this deep dive is all about. We're going through this document, how Tahitian Noni supports longevity and graceful aging. And let me tell you, some of the research is pretty wild.
It is. But, those old stories are fun, but we got to ask, what's the science say now?
Exactly. No time for myths here, just straight to the research. What's the first thing that jumps out from this document?
Well, one of the big things you always hear about Noni is antioxidants, right? It's supposed to be amazing for fighting those free radicals, the ones that mess up our cells as we age.
Oh, right, like Noni's on a mission to protect us, but is that actually true?
Well, this document, it lists out a bunch of antioxidants found in Noni vitamin C, flavonoids, even stuff called iridoids and phenolic acids.
Phenolic acids, iridoids, those sound serious. But, are they more effective in Noni than in, other fruits, other plants?
That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, we don't have a solid answer yet. Noni's got them, yeah, but more research is needed to see how they stack up against other sources.
So it's not just what's there, but how it compares. Okay, that makes sense. So we've got the antioxidants. But what about inflammation? That's a big deal with aging too, right?
Huge. It's like this constant low-level stress on your body. Leads to all sorts of age-related problems. And this is where Noni gets really interesting.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. Tell me more.
Studies have shown that Noni has these things called polysaccharides, and they've got some serious anti-inflammatory effects. And we're not just talking theories here. Some research shows these polysaccharides could even help with things like swelling, even joint degeneration.
Wow, so actually targeting those aches and pains we get as we age, that's really something. So it's not just masking the problem, but getting at the root cause.
That's the hope. Of course, bigger, more in-depth studies are needed to back this up, but the potential is definitely there.
Okay, so we've got the antioxidant defense, we've got the inflammation fighters, but this document also talks about something called cellular regeneration. That sounds almost futuristic, is Noni a time machine for our cells or something?
Well, not quite a time machine, but the idea is cool. Basically, as we age, our bodies, they get worse at regenerating new cells, healthy ones.
Yeah.
It's like our internal repair shop slows down.
Right, and that's when we start to see aging happen, right?
Exactly. Now, what's interesting is some research suggests that Noni might actually give this whole cellular regeneration process a boost.
Hold on, so Noni could be helping our bodies make new, young cells. How does that even work?
It seems like there are compounds in Noni that might be able to, kickstart those pathways involved in cellular regeneration, almost like giving your body's repair crew an extra boost.
That's wild. So it's not just about protecting the cells we have, but maybe helping our bodies make brand new ones. Okay, now I'm starting to get why people have been fascinated by this fruit for centuries.
It really makes you wonder what else we'll find as research goes on. And speaking of discoveries, this document also gets into Noni's potential benefits for, the immune system, which, as we age...
Weaker.
Yeah.
Right, and a good immune system is essential, especially as we get older. It's like having a top-notch security system for your body.
Exactly. And this is another area where Noni shows some real promise. Studies show it might actually activate those key immune cells, things like T cells, macrophages, NK cells.
Okay, those are what the specialized defense units of our immune system. What does activating them actually do for us?
Basically, it could mean a faster, stronger immune response, like giving your body's defense system an upgrade.
Wow, that's amazing. So we've got the antioxidants, the anti-inflammatory action, possible cell regeneration, and immune system support, all from one fruit. Is there anything this thing can't do? What about the brain? Anything there for cognitive function as we age?
That's definitely an area of growing interest. Remember those free radicals and that chronic inflammation we talked about?
Yeah.
They don't just affect the body, they play a part in cognitive decline too as we get older.
Right, because our brains are part of our bodies. So could Noni potentially help our brains too?
That's what some researchers are thinking. There's been some early research, mostly in animals, that shows Noni might be able to help reduce those harmful plaques and the inflammation in the brain that are linked to, cognitive decline.
So it's like Noni's fighting aging on all these different fronts, body and mind.
Exactly. And it's not just about slowing down that decline. Some studies, again, these are in animals, have even shown improvements in things like memory and learning with Noni.
No kidding. So sharper thinking, too. That's incredible. We need those human studies, though, right?
Absolutely. It's early days for this kind of research, but the findings are definitely promising.
Okay, this is all fascinating. We've talked about a lot of internal benefits, but what about the stuff we see on the outside? Does Noni have any, secrets for younger-looking skin?
It just might. Remember those powerful antioxidants we talked about earlier? Well, they play a big part in protecting our skin from damage, especially from those harmful UV rays that age us. Noni's full of them.
So like an internal sunscreen working from the inside out.
Exactly. And there's more. Noni's also showing potential for increasing something called collagen production, specifically type I collagen.
Type I collagen. That sounds familiar. Isn't that the really important one for skin?
You got it. It's the most common type of collagen in our bodies, and it's what gives our skin that, plump, youthful look. As we get older, we make less of it, hence the wrinkles, the sagging.
Right, right. So if Noni can boost type I collagen, could that mean firmer, smoother skin?
That's the idea. Again, more research is needed, especially in humans, but the idea of Noni as like a natural collagen booster, that's pretty exciting.
This is really remarkable how much potential this one fruit has. I'm starting to think of Tahitian Noni like a multivitamin, but straight from nature.
It really is a versatile fruit with so many potential benefits. And honestly, we've only scratched the surface of what this document covers.
Wait, there's more. Don't leave me hanging. What else does it say about Tahitian Noni?
Well, one thing I found really interesting was the part about Noni's potential impact on something called telomeres.
Telomeres. Okay, remind me. Those are important, right? But what are they exactly?
Imagine those little plastic tips on the ends of your shoelaces.
Yeah.
Telomeres are kind of like that, but for your chromosomes, the ones that carry your DNA. They protect your DNA from getting damaged, from fraying, just like those plastic tips protect your shoelaces.
Right, those little caps that keep our DNA from unraveling. I remember now. And the shorter they get, the older our cells are. Is that right?
Exactly. Every time a cell divides, those telomeres, they get a bit shorter. And once they get too short, the cell, it can't divide anymore and it eventually dies.
Yeah.
So yeah, telomere length is a big deal when we talk about biological age.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does Noni fit into all of this?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. There's some early research, and I do mean early, that suggests Noni could actually help keep those telomeres from shortening so fast.
Wait, so Noni might be able to slow down how fast our cells age, like at a fundamental level. Okay, now that is next level stuff.
It's a fascinating area of research for sure, but we need way more research, especially in humans, before we can say anything for certain about Noni and telomere length.
Right, of course. More research is always a good thing, especially with something this complex. But the possibilities are so exciting, and it all ties together, doesn't it? The antioxidants, the cellular regeneration, protecting our DNA. It's all about supporting healthy aging from the inside out.
Exactly. It's not about just one benefit. It's about understanding how all these different mechanisms work together, creating this kind of synergy.
Synergy, I love that word. It's like all the different parts of Noni working together to create something even more powerful than they could be on their own.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
But it is important to remember that Noni isn't some magical cure-all. This document makes it very clear that it's not a substitute for a healthy lifestyle.
Right, you can't just eat a ton of Noni and expect it to erase years of bad habits.
Exactly. Diet, exercise, sleep, managing stress. These are all crucial for healthy aging.
So no free pass just because you're adding Noni to your smoothie.
Afraid not.
Yeah.
But what this document suggests is that using Noni alongside those healthy habits, that's where it could really make a difference. It's about working with your body, not trying to cheat the system.
That makes sense. A synergistic approach to health with Noni as a potential bonus.
Exactly. But again, we need more research to figure out the best dosages, any potential side effects, and the long-term impact of actually using Noni.
Right. Those details are important. We always want to approach new health info with a critical eye.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, we can appreciate the history of this fruit, the possibilities it holds. It's amazing to see how this ancient wisdom is being explored and potentially backed up by modern science.
I'm with you on that. This deep dive has been really eye-opening. So what else does this document reveal about Tahitian Noni? We've covered so much ground already.
There is more. We've covered a lot, but this document also gets into some of the ways Noni's been used traditionally that, get this, scientists are actually starting to look into now.
Oh, I love that. When those ancient traditions meet modern research, so cool. What kind of traditional uses are we talking about here?
Well, for centuries, Polynesian cultures have used noni for all sorts of things, from healing wounds to, like, easing pain. It was their go-to natural remedy for pretty much anything that ailed them.
Wow, really? It's amazing how often those traditional remedies, they turn out to have some real scientific backing.
It's pretty incredible. And now researchers are really interested in noni's potential as a natural painkiller, especially for those conditions where inflammation is a big factor, things like arthritis.
That makes sense, given what we've learned about how good it is at fighting inflammation. But how would it, actually work to relieve pain?
Well, some studies suggest that some compounds in noni might actually interact with our body's endocannabinoid system.
Endocannabinoid system. Okay, that's a mouthful. What is that exactly, and why is it important?
So it's this really complex system in our bodies, and it basically controls a whole bunch of functions. Things like how we feel pain, our mood, even our immune response. It's like a giant communication network inside of us.
Okay, so if noni is actually interacting with this endocannabinoid system, it could be, changing how we experience pain on a really deep level.
That's exactly what researchers are looking into. And it's especially promising for something like arthritis, where you've got that chronic inflammation that just causes constant pain.
That is incredible. It's amazing to me how something that's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, is now being studied with all these cutting-edge scientific tools. Really shows you how much we can learn from the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how much we still haven't uncovered about the natural world and what it might be able to do for our health and well-being.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive on Tahitian Noni, where do we stand? It's not like a miracle cure, obviously, but it seems like there's a lot of potential here. What do you think?
I definitely agree. Of course, we still need more research, those bigger studies, especially in humans, to really confirm these findings. But the research we've talked about today, it's definitely exciting.
It really is. It's like Noni's telling us, keep looking, keep digging. There's something special here.
Exactly. And that's
Sure.
what makes science so cool. It's all about constantly discovering new things, always learning.
This has been a fascinating journey. We've covered so much, from the potential of Noni to fight those free radicals and inflammation, to maybe even helping with cellular regeneration, supporting our immune system, even protecting our brains and our skin. And let's not forget about its potential as a natural pain reliever.
Quite the resume for one little tropical fruit.
Right. This deep dive has given me a lot to think about. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to add some more Noni to my life.
As always, it's important to be smart about any new health information. Talk to your doctor before you make any big changes to your routine.
Couldn't agree more. This has been an amazing look into Tahitian Noni and what it could mean for our health and longevity. If this got you interested, remember, there is a whole world of fascinating research out there just waiting to be discovered. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.
Thanks for tuning in to the iRogaya Wellness Podcast. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. If you're curious about the products we mentioned today, you can find them all at irogaya.com. That's AIROGYA.com. And hey, use the code IROGYA15 at checkout for a 15% off discount. Please note that the code is not applicable for Europe, some parts of the Middle East, and South Africa. Until next time, keep taking those steps towards a healthier you.